In this video, let us unriddle Dmarc, domain-based message authentication, reporting, and conformance. We will try to understand Dmarc and its purpose. Assume that I received an email from one of my vendors asking me to click on a URL to confirm invoice details. I checked the sender's email address and it looked genuine. Also, the URL in email looked like the vendor company portal, so I clicked on it. I got a pop-up asking my permission to install a software component to view the invoice in the right format. I allowed it as I need to view the invoice correctly. After a few minutes, the machine rebooted itself. To my shock, my machine is not even allowing me to log in after reboot. It is asking for a decryption key, without which it will not allow me to access my data. I called up the vendor, but they confirmed that they did not send any such emails. Looks like I became a victim of a ransomware attack. Let us try to understand what went wrong in this scenario. It is very easy to impersonate using an open relay. Anyone can use an open email relay server and send email impersonating vendor email ID. The email was routed to my email provider and it got delivered to my inbox. Even though the URL in the email looked like pointing to a genuine vendor website, the actual hyperlink was pointing to a malicious site from where the ransomware got installed and encrypted all my data. The bad guy spoofed the vendor email address, sent a targeted email, and convinced me to click on a malicious URL. To explain how Dmarc can help, we need to understand Sender Policy Framework (SPF) and Domain Keys Identified Mail (DKIM). SPF allows sender to list all authorized hosts that are permitted to send emails on behalf of the sender domain. This information will be updated in DNS as SPF record so that the receiver can check the SPF record of the sender to see whether a message is sent by authorized host or not. Using DKIM, sender can digitally sign email sent from their domain so that receiver can verify integrity of the email. That is, receiver can check whether the email was tampered during transit. By enabling Dmarc policy, sender can let the receiver know that they have SPF DKIM configured and also suggest what action to take if SPF or DKIM fails. Actions such as reject, quarantine, or report. If rejected, email will not be delivered to the receiver. If Dmarc is set to report, then the receiver can report back to the sender about the result of SPF DKIM checks. This will help sender to understand if any unauthorized third parties are sending spam or emails on their behalf. Let us look at email flow when Dmarc is set up. My email provider can check whether a message is sent by authorized host or not by checking sender's SPF record. It can verify the integrity of the email message by checking DKIM. It may then take action based on sender Dmarc policy. That is, my email provider can send the email to my inbox if it passes SPF DKIM checks. Let us look at email flow if vendor and my email service provider in our example had implemented Dmarc policy. The attacker used an open relay to spoof the vendor email address. The SPF check will fail in this scenario, and my email service provider may just reject the message so that it will not even reach my inbox. This would have just prevented the ransomware attack. To clarify, vendor having Dmarc policy alone will not completely avoid the chance of me getting spam from them. If someone sends spam from their authorized mail server, then it will still reach my inbox. My email provider will have to implement other anti-spam solutions to reduce the probability of such attack scenarios. I hope you understood Dmarc and its purpose.